Hey guys, how's everybody doing? This is going to be a quick one because I got to take Jackson to the dog park. Jackson, you'll make an appearance. Come here. Come here. Jackson, I have a treat for you right here. Come here. You want this treat? Come here. Oh, look how pretty. Look. Hang on, let me feed Jackson. Jackson, what is your deal? All right, guys. Thanks for being here. All right, like I said, I have to take him to the dog park, or I get to take him to the dog park, which I want to do, of course. Let's see what is going on. Boy, that's a good looking chart. Finished at all-time highs, or we went to all-time highs, even with the last, those are 30-minute bars. The last half hour bar, we pulled back a little bit. We still closed over any, it just eyeballing, it looks like we closed over any previous high. Heck yeah, good job, Spy. End of week, let's just look at a daily chart. Heck yeah. Heck yes. That's what you want to see, right? I mean, these bull runs have to come to an end at some point. But anyway, this one's been a fun one. All right, let's check out the Qs. Yeah, looking good on the Qs too. Not quite at all-time highs, as you can see. Qs are actually not confirming the all-time highs of the SPY. So for whatever that's worth, let's look at Russell. And we'll use the proxy for Russell as IWM. And that looks like, at least it's at a recent high. I don't know if that's an all-time high also, because, I mean, it probably is, but I'm just not sure. Okay, it looks like it is. All right, well, man, that's a good look. Everything's in gear. Everything except one thing. We have one friend that's not at the party. We gotta have everyone at the party. You know, and we have three of our friends are here, but we have one friend that's always late to the party, and it's this one right here, and he has not showing back up yet. All he wanted to do was party last year. You know, from last October to this October, I mean, it went from 36 to 72 from low to high in a year. I mean, that's amazing. So really what it's done is just pull, but let's, now I was going to do some, hey, what's up? What are you guys doing? I was going to slap a freaking, a retracement on here, but it's probably too early in the day for retracements. Anyway, Bond, thanks for being here. Mark is here as usual, but I appreciate it as always. Marcus also is here. Typically, those guys are both my moderators, and they are almost always here during daytime episodes. Marcus has been showing up at nighttime. I hope you and the old lady are doing all right. I hope she didn't kick you out or something. I've been doing shows lately at 11 o'clock, which is 12 o'clock Philadelphia time, or a couple of times that Marcus has jumped online. But anyway, I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you anytime, Marcus. Hope things are going well at the house. Let's see here, but Mark, he's not. I'm not going to see him if I get on that late. He's done by that time now, which is fine on the East Coast. I mean, I get it, and my schedule's been kind of crazy lately. Okay, so, but I'm fixing that. Let's get this right. All right, anything you guys want to look at, let me know. Blocks has been up nice lately. Then it crapped out. Yeah. Hey, BR, what's up, man? What is up? Who else do we have? Dividend Degenerates here. All right. So let's talk about blocks. Let's talk about the divas. Let's see how the divas finished. or let's see how the deep is finished. I'm showing blocks down here. Was actually down a little bit on the day, I guess. I mean, I thought it was whatever. I don't know why it switched the colors on this. Gosh darn it. I didn't want it to do that. Anyway. But yeah, blocks is doing, gosh, there's that darn retracement that I wanted a little bit ago. All right. Fibonacci retracement. Anyway, yeah, but blocks is doing, I mean, it's doing as well as it can. I think it is interesting to overlay this chart right here, because this is IBIT and blocks. And the blocks isn't 100% correlated to Bitcoin, but it's highly correlated to Bitcoin. So, I mean, Bitcoin just tanked here. So did blocks. They bottomed on the same day. But anyway, Bitcoin made a little bit of a higher low. So did blocks. Another one. So did blocks. So did blocks. Come on. It's all about making this all, one step at a time. One step at a time. Blocks is Blocksy. Most of the gang is here. We got Charles in the house. Hey, Charles. Solid week, blow off top. I mean, heck, I've given up trying to guess. What do you think, Charles? Do you think it's blow off top? I don't think smart money's buying up here, but maybe I'm wrong. But lots of times when everyone's, on the other side of the trade or something, maybe we blow up from here, and then that's the blow off top. Maybe for whatever reason, that because everyone thinks we'll go down in the first quarter or whatever. Then we go the other direction for a while, but I think eventually it's gonna end nasty. Even Tom Lee says, you guys have heard what Tom Lee said. Come on, when Tom Lee's bearish, that's just be cautious. That's all anyway. Mark, chop until Wednesday with increased volatility. Yeah. Good job. Charles closed out a contract, a gold put vertical spread. Let's look at gold. Okay, enough of blocks. Or actually, let's look at gold. Is anyone worried about this being a bubble? Gold and silver. I would just. I mean, if gold and silver was a bubble and went the other direction, my account would be hurting, because gold and silver is the only thing that's holding my account up lately. K Gold and K Silv, which are just absolutely killing it. There's K Gold from Curve. Look, K Silv. Anyway, whatever. It's not a huge amount that I have in those, but it's definitely helping out. All right, so let's look at Alt Y and see how they have done. Now they changed their formula. They didn't change it all at once, but I started getting wind of it the first week in November. They did a trade or two with that 3-leg stuff, and I had some content. I came on and told you guys, but right when the market really would have started dumping, they right in here they switched their, if I remember correctly, but they switched it gradually. So anyway, I don't think what they've done has been nearly as responsible as the market bouncing. So if I remember correctly, that's IBIT. These guys are correlated to IBIT also, but let's just look at Qs. Let me just pull up these charts and see it. These are fairly somewhat correlated. You see, actually, ULTY made an all-time high before Qs did. Qs made it a few days later. Then this one was already selling off. Qs went up, could not make a new high. Same thing with this, obviously. let's look at this though. I mean, from here to here, the charts look pretty similar with IBIT. It looks really correlated with IBIT, really, when you look at it. I think it used to be almost, maybe not the new build, but I think the old build was pretty much like blocks, correlated just pretty much strictly Bitcoin, because this is a better match for it. Look, you could see right here when Bitcoin made a high, so did ULTY. Then Bitcoin made a higher high, so did ULTY. Then they both sold off. Bitcoin is making a higher low. It looks like IBIT actually made a little bit of a lower low there, but whatever reason, Alty's not. All right, well, I just want this 80,000 to hold. That's all I care about. Now let's look at Alt-I. And I know most of you don't even like Alt-Y. It's not an endorsement. We're just looking at it. Some of you guys love it. You know, it'll do well as long as the market does. All of these will. Now, Alt-I, look at this thing. I mean, I thought this was up like 10% today. Why is it only saying? Anyway, now this one I would say is pretty much 100% correlated to, or 100% highly correlated to Bitcoin. And you can see right here, it moves. It's, you know, it's very similar. All right, that's ULTY. Now K-yield. K-yield is a little bit of a different kind of beast. I think they are broke. They aren't as correlated to Bitcoin. And I bet you these guys are more correlated to the Qs. Now, they haven't been out that long, but also I'm just going by or even Russell. I'm also just going by the stocks they have in their portfolio. But yeah, look at that. The Qs and K-yield, that looks perfect. I mean, it's very, I mean, that's it right there. So anyway, so Howard has a couple of tech funds. Howard does a good job at Curve. He has K-yield and he has KQQQ. KQQQ is Kings at Tech. Now that one only pays what, 9-10% or something, but it does a great job catching upside, of course, because it only pays 9 or 10. I mean, the only pay 9 or 10% darn sure helps with the catching the upside part of it. But if 9 or 10% is enough yield for you, that one could work. But if that's not enough yield for you, Howard built K-yield. So weekly payments. Anyway, that one's interesting. Okay, so we've looked at all of them now. It looks like, yeah, Mark's just saying he's happy to collect dividends along the way. I hear you, Mark. K-yield did well today. That's good to hear, Bon. I mean, really pretty much everything did well. You're buying metals on dips, growth and income stocks. Good to know. Mark sold 5 GDXY today for a nice gain. You still have 500 shares, so you have a runner. You know, you sold half your position. You put some money in your pocket or whatever, you know. Yeah. That's progressive risk management. You're locking gains progressively. I love it. I love it. Plus, you still have 500 GDXY, 500 iGold, and 500 K-gold. That iGold's kind of impressive, isn't it? I mean, I didn't notice that until one of my shows or whatever. It has good metrics when you line it up against other things. K-gold's a monster too. But anyway, I think I maybe still have. Yeah, here's the daily factor show. It's still up from last night. The daily factor says iGold is number 7. Oh well. Oh well. On the Quandex though, iGold is number 4. Anyway, it does a good job. 9% yield. Anyway, all of these do a good job, of course, because gold's going up. But the top few of them are iGold, Silvo, Goldie, iGold. K-Gold, K-Silv, Silvo, Goldie. The max factor doesn't like iGold as much for some reason, but whatever. Don't listen to the max factor. Don't listen to the max factor. The max factor does. The max factor. Anyway, GDXW, not GDXY. Okay. Well, I should have known. If I would have thought about it, I would have known just by knowing you. But it's not like GDXY. Man, I did well in GDXY, and I think you did as well. It's like I always remind people, GDXW wasn't around, and GDXY was the best thing in that space for a while. And so I used it. But yeah, if I was gonna get a new one, if I was gonna get a new one, it'd be K Gold. It'd be exactly what I got. But new stuff comes around all the time that has that's doing the same basic stuff but has a better idea. All right, so what's Bond saying? GDXW and GLDW, and I don't talk about that much, had terrible distributions declared. I'm wondering why. Okay, well, that's a great question, Bond. That is a great question. Let's look at old market chameleon. All right, and I think I have a little account here. Let me get signed into my account. All right, so let's look at market chameleon, and let's look at that. The way it worked, commodities work different as far when stocks go down, volatility goes up. But I was always trained the commodities are opposite. When commodity prices go up, their volatility goes up, which begs the question: so why is the payments so bad? Let's look at GDX's volatility and see if something's going on with GDX's. For some reason, if they've had a volatility crush or something. Okay, so current historical IV 30. Let me get this full chart. Okay, yeah, so here we have it. So this chart at the bottom is the stock price and the stock's volume. And you can see gold's just gone straight up, but you can see places where it's pulled back. Up here at the top is the IV, and it does look, this time the price went down. The price sold off there, the IV peaked out. But then this time, the IV ran up at the same time the price ran up. And that peaked, that was that run up into mid-October. Okay, now since then, so volatility was around a 45 or something. Anyway, just on this 30-day volatility is about a 45. Not much different from where it was. So yeah, I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe they just have some bad trades or something. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I hate to hear that. Let's look at GLD. You mentioned GDX. Let's look at GLD. Okay, so gold and gold miner volatility. Actually, on gold volatility, this is a little different. The miner volatility peaked into this little sell-off into April. This one, well, I guess it did too. But anyway, the price ran up, and it looks like something happened in October and the market changed. The price was running up at the same time the volatility was running up, and now it looks like it's so I'm trying to think it now. I wouldn't really say volatility is running up anymore. It looks like volatility peaked at 30 on this one, and is now down at 22. So on this one, that would explain right there, 30 to 22, 860. That's about a 25% difference. There's 25% less fall in a couple of months. So that right there would explain the lower payments on that one. On the other one, I don't know. Yeah, so Round Hill does a little different thing. So some of those Round Hill weeklies, they don't do options. They do a different mechanism of generating yield. So that's part of the deal. But the way they do it has some advantages also. paying less whenever the market's down can have some advantages also, but it's kind of the opposite of the typical way to do it, because typically when the market sells off, premiums go up and these funds are able to pay more. All right, dividend degenerates. What does dividend degenerates own? You own GOOW and QDTE, your only round hill funds. Well, I have WPay. I have WPay. All right, so let's do this. Let's look at there's got to be a better way to do this. So I think if I do this, no. Well, I was gonna look at stocktools.app. I always like to look at stock tools at the end of the week. We can check it out. Stocktools.app. Hang on, let me sign in. All right, so there we have it. Is that good? Okay. Stocktools.app. So if you want to try this out yourself, stocktools.app/Max. I find this a lot of help. A lot of these, a lot of help, especially this right here where it says income ETF analysis. Now this computer is lightning fast. So there we go. Let's see. Give me just a second. I don't know if it's on the screen because I'll hang. But anyway, hopefully it is. It is not on the screen, of course. All right. Well, that's fine. That is fine and dandy. All right, let's try it this way. All right, let's see what's going on for the week. Look at all the ETFs for the week. Number one performer of the week. Is that right? Really? Is winter? There's no way it's winter is number one. Gosh darn it. I still can't get used to some of the stuff this does. I just don't know how it handles the multiple accounts. Just, gosh darn it. Anyway, is winter really? You got to be kidding me. I mean, I thought Misty was finally rallying. Well, no, it looks like Winter's had a banner week. Anyway, all right. Well, Murney. Okay, well, Murney's finally rallying. That's impressive. AMZP. Look at this one. Beating Amazon. This is a high yield covered call fund that is up more on a total return basis, more than Amazon for the week. Paid a yield. Killing it. AMZW from Roundhill, also up more than, but am I sharing that damn screen? Yeah. All right. Abney had a heck of a week. GDXY. We were just talking about you. Had a heck of a week. Even Dizzo got in on the action. IAUI. Last night, Marcus brought up a new one. AUAU. Have you guys heard of AUAU? You guys probably have. All right. JPMO. These are all the ones that are killing it this week. Lots of Amazon on the list. Look at this one, RYLD. We never see that one on the list. Just a plain Jane Russell fund. And this is from Global X. This one, you know, that one gets no respect whatsoever. No respect. Charles has given a strategy there. No doubt, Charles. Good advice. QDTE has outperformed Q's last 6 months by almost 3%. QDTE is incredible, isn't it? That thing is, you know, that thing is now. When it first came out, it was out. QDTE and XDT were beating. One of them was beating the parent over a year when it first came out. I think it may have been XDT. But anyway, there's no free money, as you guys know. You're giving up something somewhere else always, or taxes or whatever. But these are definitely good tools if you need some income and you don't want to give up a lot of upside, especially something like QDT. You don't want to give up a lot of underperformance to. Let's see. Don't tell me this one's not okay. I didn't think I did. Gosh darn it! You got to be kidding me. Where in the hell is the God? I get in it every freaking day. There's no way that this laptop doesn't have, what's it called there? The dividend channel. There it is. Yeah, there you go. And I know it's terrible, but it works, I guess. All right. Yeah, QDT is impressive. QDTE is darn impressive. So let's look at the Qs and let's just go since inception. See what I mean? The first year, there was times in there when it, you know, the first year. But anyway, all right. So now let's do this, though. Yeah, that is impressive. Let's look at QDTE against QDTY. All right, the DTE is Round Hill. That beats QDTY. It does a very similar strategy. QDT, well, can it beat? I mean, yeah, that's impressive. Let's look at, surely it can't beat triple QI, right? Triple QI beats it lately. Triple QI is a monster, but QDT pays twice the yield. So it may not be, so triple QI may not work in for some people. What else? I always like to look at this one. This is a stealth, really good fund that people forget about. In my opinion, GPTY. All right. Well, yeah, QDT is a good looking fund. I won't disagree with that. Depends on what you're looking for, but yeah, all of QDT's return on capital in 2025. It says on the website, I haven't looked lately, it's 98 or so return of capital, tax friendly. Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot worse than QDT. My chart shows Q's beating QDT the past 6 months barely. No, I'm sure, dude. Mine was probably messed up. Or this is not a good source. I'm not doubting yours at all. Let's try to replicate it though. Let's go July and let's go 25 and let's do something like that. it looks good in either event. I mean, it looks really, really good. Yeah, there you have it. You're right. I mean, dividends reinvested, dividends not reinvested. I always just like to look at not reinvested. I mean, you have two choices here. You can invest in the Qs, and you have something that went from 546 to 620, rock and roll. You don't have any cash in your pocket, but you're on paper, you're wealthier. You can invest in triple QD or QDTE, something that went from 35 to 30. So actually, your statement from Schwab or IBKR or whatever is actually, well, your statement doesn't show you poor, but anyway, but yeah, you have an asset that goes down $5, but you have $9.51 in your bank. So you lose 5, gain 9.51. So you're plus about 4.50. But a lot of people don't want to make that trade-off. But it's a darn, I mean, but yes, but Charles is right. 14.83%. Dividends not reinvested, just taking stuff in cash. It is absolutely beating the Qs. So that is impressive. So now let's run it from here against some of the competition. It's beating triple QI that in the past 6 months. That's impressive. Is it beating GPTY? It is beating GPTY. Okay, that's impressive. Is it beating, what else? Is it beating all, let's look at Big Y. It's beating Big Y, yeah. It's killing it. I mean, it's beating the world. So who's in that? Who all's in that? That's a good one. We never talk about it. It's not flashy. They do kind of a same strategy every day, but they're doing well. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for correcting me on that, Charles. All right. Well, it's getting kind of dark here. I was going to go to, I don't know, every time I do that, I lose the screen share. At least I know that now. At least I know that. I guess I don't need the screen share. That's a cool way whenever I want to lose the screen share. Just anyway, whatever. Learning stuff all the time. All right. I'm going to take Jackson to the dog park. Jackson, you want to go to the dog park? Jackson. You want to go to the dog park? Who wants to go to the dog park? Who wants to go to the dog park? Do you want to go to the dog park? All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for being here. I'll do a daily factor show tonight. Most likely, I don't see why not. We'll have a Friday night factor. I'm probably going to do diversified funds and talk about the diversified divas and talk about those types of funds, FEPI, those types of funds that have 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 stocks in them, right? All right, Dividend Degenerate, thank you so much for being here. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.